chance to meet with the Rams?
No, I have not.
Josh, what is some feedback you've kind of gotten from NFL teams throughout this process?
I mean, to just continue to work as hard as I do. And, I mean, obviously there's little things to improve on. And, I mean, I haven't necessarily got a ton of coaching on that. But, I mean, I feel like a lot of improvements that I've been told is, like, to make improvements in the run game and anchoring bull rushes as well. So.
How would you describe yourself as a player?
I think I'm pretty agile. I mean, I feel like I'm being able to be used in all schemes. So that's what's up.
Have you met with the 49ers?
Yes, I have.
How did that meeting go?
It was pretty good. Yeah, I want to say I really enjoyed it.
Was it a fun meeting?
Yeah.
Josh, during your time at Oregon, what was it like playing with Bucky Irving?
Man, I mean, I feel like there's no other running back like Bucky. It's as bad as it is. I mean, when there's nobody like Bucky that can make bad plays really good, really fast. You know what I mean? So.
Do you have a favorite Bucky story?
Nah, I mean, we had a lot of good times. Just like we would just chill like in the hot tubs or after practice, getting extra work in and stuff like that. So. Yeah.
Joshua, how's it been being able to have so many of your teammates on the opposite side of the ball here this week with you?
Oh man, I mean, it's a blessing. You know what I mean? And all the production that we've had over the past couple of years, I mean, it just goes to show we've came a long way. So.
Josh, when they talk about areas to improve in the run game, expound on that because I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
you started off in the 14J package, and
Right.
it's kind of more of a balling, short yardage.
Yeah.
You were literally an extra lineman for the run game.
Yeah.
What do you have to improve?
Just having tighter hands at the point of contact, and then and obviously running my feet through. So. What'd you say? Sub 5.
Who are some offensive linemen you like to watch, to learn from, and model your game after?
When I first got into it, I feel like I watched Tyron Smith a lot, but I've kind of went a little bit more newer school with Laramie Tunsil and Rashawn Slater. Those are guys I
Did
look
you be
at.
with the Giants this week?
No, I have not.
Josh, where have you kind of worked this offseason?
I've worked in OC out in Orange County. Worked with Corey Lindsley and Paul Alexander. Done a lot of great stuff. So.
What are some of the biggest improvements you've kind of seen just overall?
I mean, I feel like I've actually gotten a lot more agile than what I was because obviously when you're playing, you're strictly focused like on what you're going to be doing in game. So I feel like doing different stuff, change of direction stuff, and then just linear speed and doing things like that have helped me out too.
How different was it playing in the Big Ten versus the Pac-12? Is there something you had to either adjust your game or schematically?
No, I mean, I feel like I personally said that the Pac-12 was better, but in the Big Ten, I feel like the difference in the Big Ten is the size. There is a lot bigger bodies. That's what I would say. It's different.
Do you feel like the travel aspect of joining the Big Ten was kind of a bit of a shock in how much miles you guys kind of had to put up throughout the year?
Yeah, going to Indiana twice and then Michigan, and yeah, I want to say I feel like it didn't necessarily take a toll on me personally, but I mean, yeah, the traveling part definitely played a part in terms of just the amount of time, and then like having to cut back days in practice, and certain things like that. So.
Have you met with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers yet this week?
No, I have not.
Have you had a chance to
Almost have you had this week?
Sorry. Jets. The Jets and the Titans first day. New England. Raiders. Washington. The Niners. Baltimore. Sorry. I'm trying to recall them all. Been a long week. And there's a few more too, sorry.
talk to me about that Raiders visit if you can? What stood out about that staff?
I mean, walking in and seeing Brandon Carroll, Chip Kelly, like two guys that recruited me in high school, and then having Pete Carroll there, I mean, that's pretty dope. I mean, I grew up in Seattle, being a Seattle Seahawks fan. Like, I was a little starstruck, but like, that's just the business of it.
What would it be like to reunite with Jackson Powers Johnson, and has he helped you at all through this process?
Oh yeah, I mean, we always have little conversations here and there about certain things, but it would mean the world. You know what I mean? That was my first center as a starter, and I mean, he always helped me he always helped me gave good guidance through this process, and I mean he's always been a help. So
Can you talk about this season with Dylan Gabriel and what teams may get if they select him to be a quarterback they look into?
I mean you're getting a guy that's definitely going to gel a team together very fast, and you're going to get a really different leader than most, and you're going to get somebody that's going to sling it and running the offense the way that it should be ran.
So being at Oregon, having two pretty veteran quarterbacks back to back,
Yeah.
Bo and going to Dylan.
Yep.
Like, how was that for you and the rest of the offensive line being able to have a signal caller with so much experience?
Yeah, I mean, most of the time it made it really easy for us. We didn't have to do much but just do our job, you know what I mean? And with two vets and guys already knowing where they're going to go with the ball, it makes it a lot easier in pass protection as well. So.
What do you think like the biggest difference of going from Bo to Dylan was in terms of the offense and the game plan?
I wouldn't say that there was much of a difference. I feel like Bo got the ball a little quicker. I feel like that would be the biggest difference.
Josh, whenever I turn on your tape from Oregon, you are very proven and very developed pass ball. However, in the NFL, you have to also be adept in the running game as well.
Yeah.
How do you feel like you can contribute in that department?
In the run game?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I help out in a lot of different ways because, I mean, you can get the ball out on the edge, and then I'm really good in gap schemes, zone schemes. It doesn't really matter. I feel like I bring a lot in that terms. I mean, obviously you have to be 50-50, can never be one or the other. So.
Josh, when you first started playing football, was it always offensive lineman?
No, it wasn't. So my first year playing, I played O-line, and then I was like running back, middle linebacker, DN until about my sophomore year of high school. So.
What made you decide to be on the defensive line?
Well, going into my sophomore year of high school, we lost our starting O-line and D-line, so I kind of just had to make the switch, and I mean, the rest is history.
What your mentality makes you good for to be an offensive lineman?
I know what everybody else on the field is doing. Playing those other positions, obviously, I didn't play them at the level that I'm at now, but I mean, you kind of know the life-ish. I feel like that always helped me understand what they're doing. So.
What did you get out of this year?
I mean, another opportunity to put on the wings, man. I mean, I feel like it was a great week for me. I got out in front of teams and displayed my talents, and I feel like I got a lot out of them.
How did you feel like you did when you get reps of the right tackle and I think a couple of guards?
Yeah. I'm gonna say it was. I mean, the right tackle. I mean, it was a little uncomfortable, but went out there, did my best I could. I mean, I feel like I didn't feel a lot of a difference. So.
What was your biggest moment or memory with Oregon?
Obviously our Big Ten championship, and then I'd probably say, even though we lost the 23 game at Washington, going back home for the first time playing there. Yeah.
Your reception touchdown,
Yeah, the birthday touchdown too. That was pretty memorable. Shout out Kenny Dillingham.
What would it mean to play for your hometown Seahawks?
I mean, it'll mean the world. Being out there, and playing for the town. I mean, shoot, you can't make it. You can't write it any better than that. So. No, I have not.
Josh, how do you feel, or what do you feel is the most underrated part of your game?
My ability to make sure that everybody's on the same page, and my ability to communicate.
What would it be like to potentially block for Patrick Mahomes? Have you had a meeting with the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yes, I have. That's one of my foremost. Sorry. Shoot. That's a young goat right there. You know what I mean? It'll mean the world, and shoot, I'd make the most of that opportunity if it was given.
Do you plan on being a full participant during drills tomorrow?
Yes. Man, I feel like outside of Mateo, there's nobody that's made me better than Jordan Birch, especially in pass protection. You see his size, 6'4", runs like the wind. 6'5", runs like the wind. At 290, he gets a head full of steam and he comes to bull rush you. I feel like that's somebody that's helped me develop an anchor and going head up in run drills every day and certain things like that. He's there's nobody I would think more, to be honest.
How do you feel like you've developed this past 2 years by Coach Terry specifically?
I feel like Coach Terry is a better teacher than anything. He helps all of us understand the offense more than anything. Like technique comes later, but like you can't have good technique, but if you don't know what you're doing, then it means nothing.
What is Room getting back with better lifters coming back to you?
I mean, energy. Yeah, he always brought good energy to the field, and he was also like that second teacher that we had in the room as well. So.
Can you talk about the leadership and just playing under Dan Lanning as your head coach?
Shoot, there's nobody like Dan. I mean, he comes in as the same person every day, and I feel like that transcended throughout the building, and his ability to lead everybody, not just players, but even people, like everybody around the staff, and he makes sure that everybody's seen and heard. So.
What did that challenge for him before the Big Ten title game mean to you? I mean, we all saw the video of that moment.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's big, man. And then after the fact, to have it out there publicly, where like your coach is telling you to make the best edge rusher in the country, question why you playing football.
Right.
That's a big ass.
Yeah.
In a room with your teammates. What did that mean?
I mean, it was kind of a shock in the moment, but I mean, that was my plan anyway. You know what I mean? So.
How do you feel like you did? Obviously.
I feel like I played okay. I mean, I feel like there's some plays that I could have done a lot better. But for the most part, I mean, the impact was minimal, so the job was done.
During the Senior Bowl, one of your lost reps went viral with Mike Green. You were able to rebound from that, go on, have a really great week, and were voted the best offensive lineman from your team.
Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit about facing that adversity early on in the week and losing that rep and then moving past it and putting on a really strong week?
Yeah, I mean, it's a game of football. I mean, everybody gets got, and I got. Simple as that. And I mean, it's happened before, happened in practice. So I mean, I've been in that situation. I mean, no matter what, you got to get back up and keep fighting. You know what I mean? You're not just gonna lay there forever. So.
What teams have you met with formally here in the combine?
James has a list for you. Okay. So,
What did you learn from that rep?
I mean, I was out of position. I was on the right side, and it was one of my first right tackle reps one-on-one. And those aren't excuses at all. You know what I mean? But I learned that you gotta do what makes you comfortable. And obviously, I wasn't comfortable in the moment. But at the same time, I gotta have tighter hands. I got to make sure that my feet are set in the ground before I strike. I feel like one of my feet was off the ground and I got caught off balance. Simple as that. And, it was a great rep by him. So simple as that.
Josh, who are your top 3 offensive linemen in the NFL?
As of right now, Penei Sewell, it's not biased. I really like Garrett Bowles. Watch a lot of his stuff this past offseason. And I like Creed Humphrey too.
Josh, whenever back in your team talks about you being cerebral, you understand the offense. Like, we don't necessarily hear that a lot about offensive line.
Yeah.
Why? Where does that come from? Why do you want to know all that? Where does that come from? Where there are other linemen that just want to know there?
I feel like the more you know out on the field, it allowed me to play more comfortably. And when things were called, it allowed me to understand why we were calling them. And a lot of that is to thank Coach Terry for. Like I said, he's a great teacher. And we've sat down, we've had those conversations about certain things like that. And then also Coach Stein, I've spent a lot of time with Coach Lombardi as well. It sucks to see him leave. And I spent a lot of time with the quarterbacks, just understanding their thought process and where they go with the ball, why they make certain checks. So.
We'll take one more. Who are some young guys at Oregon that you're really expecting to make the jump for the next couple of years that we should be on the lookout to be here in Indy at the Combine in a few years?
Offensive line-wise, Janoris Wilson, Zaire Addison, and then defensively, they're gonna have a good group this next year. Mateo Uiagalelei, obviously, Big Ten sack leader. He's gonna repeat that. Potential top 10 pick easily. And Ashton Porter, Jericho Johnson. That's what I'm saying.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Want to take a name tag? I can hold it for you.
Yeah, sure.
What's up, man? I'm Justin. What's going on?